Hello and welcome to another amazing talk on the Positive Future for Health podcast at Pain Free. Tonight we have the amazing Dr. Rajendran. I can't even say it. I have to practice some more, and I'm delighted to invite him to talk with us today. I am really keen to have doctors, nurses, and medical professionals on the podcast because they've trained so hard and for so many years and are such knowledgeable people. I'm thrilled that he said yes to come on to our podcast this evening. Thank you everybody for joining. And where did we meet, Dr. Kam? Was a couple of years ago actually. I re-met Dr. Kam just recently at the Health Hub down in Somerset at another amazing event where he was giving a talk and he was talking about the five doctors. So I'm definitely going to be asking you about that, Dr. Kam. What is it about the five doctors? But I suddenly realized we've known each other from before, and I actually had treatments from him way back in a place in an event called Camp Out. Incredible event, the first one I'd been to since all the lockdown, and it was incredible. Some amazing speakers like Dr. Kam. I don't know if you spoke back then, but you certainly were giving treatments to an enormous group of people all at once. So you're going to be hearing about that, or I'm going to be asking about that. And hopefully, you'll be able to answer some questions about that. It was incredible. That was back in 23. So, Dr. Kamaraj Rajendran, sorry, welcome. And can you tell us about yourself? How did you get into the work that you do? What led you to be a doctor? Tell us about yourself.
Vanakkam, namaste everyone. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you, Altia, to arrange all this incredible gatherings and community or meeting, bringing people
You're
in.
welcome.
First of all, you can call me Dr. Kam. That's
Oh, thank
easier.
you. Pull
Yeah,
me over the coals, Dr. Kam. Thank you so much.
Kam is easier. Yes. Um, yeah, I'm basically from South India, Tamil Nadu. I born and brought up there with a community, a group of community which has been exist for like many thousand years. And all my ancestors are been leaders of the village, leaders of the community. So I grew up with a lot of responsible family background. That's my start. And my father is a healer, acupuncture, and homeopathy practitioner, and local herbal practitioner. Basically, we all are farmers' family. If you call it like a farmers gathering from 10,000 years ago in England. So we are still like that families. Uh, from there, he studied as a like a healing doctor, and many skills he developed. And from the childhood, I brought up in that concept. Uh, anything happens, he give me acupuncture or homeopathy. And whenever after the school, when we come home, he had a home clinic. So I always sit with him and work with him and reading for his patients certain syllabus. Or if they're coming with any problems, he asked me to read for the patient. So I usually read it. So that's how I got integrated
Wow.
quite a lot.
Yeah, of course.
Uh,
You must have learned so much like that. That's incredible to watch
yeah.
your father at work like that.
So that's my father is the main inspiration. So
Mm.
I'm passing on to my children. My girl, who is 3 years old, now she's 6. From 3 years old, she started giving and receiving acupuncture alongside with me. Only for my wife, not others.
Yeah.
So just trying to give the inspiration, and that can be healed.
I remember meeting her. She was in the camp out with us, wasn't it? With you.
That's my
And
that's my son who came and
uh,
stayed with me. He was doing the
oh
sound healing for the group when I was doing the group
yes.
healing. Yeah,
Oh
my son.
yes. Oh my goodness. Yes, he was doing singing bowls or something, wasn't he? And it was charming,
Singing those
charming.
songs.
It was
Thank you.
incredible. Yeah. So you started to do acupuncture, you started training through your father, being inspired by him. And what was the next stage for you?
I started acupuncture like receiving and reading and just like probably I'm just being a little like a mini apprentice to him in the house after schools. And then I'm inspired by yoga, so I practiced my yoga from the childhood. And so my father found a course which is like yoga naturopathy, professional as a doctor in yoga and naturopathy. So I straight away joined after my secondary school when I went for my education, 6 years graduation. And then I came out, then went to Kerala to study Ayurveda. Then I settled by the beach on the cliff for 11 years, where I met
Sounds
my
amazing.
wife. Yes,
You
thank
met
you.
your wife there.
I met my wife there and I'm married. So I'm here now with the two children. So I'm living in Bristol.
Beautiful. You skipped about 50 million years there. So that was at secondary, and then you were studying Ayurvedic medicine, and you met your lovely wife. And before you came, what time period were we talking about? Like 5, 10 years, or how long did you study? What's the study
My
in
education
the
was
States?
between 2000 and 2006. So 2000, I started my professional qualification, studying as a doctor.
Mm,
And then 2006 I finished, and 2007 I went to Kerala to study Ayurveda after my internship completion. I studied Ayurveda for a period of time. Ayurveda is a part of our education, part of naturopathy.
mm.
So the naturopathy consists of many qualifications, all the drugless therapies. Even though it is a drugless therapies, but we do study about homeopathy, fundamentals of homeopathy, fundamentals of Ayurveda, fundamentals of Siddha, fundamentals of Unani, which is called Ayush department. I'm going to talk about it lately. So we study about all the holistic approach as long as we study about the modern medicine as well, emergency
That's
medicines.
amazing.
Yeah.
So you start off as a modern medicine doctor. For how long is the training? Is it set? I don't know what it is here. Is it 5 years or 7 years and then specialization? I don't know.
5.5 years, 6 years in total by
Mm.
the time we get the certification. Yeah.
Wow. And then you studied Ayurvedic after that as well. So that must have been
Ayurveda
a
is my hobby, so I wanted to go and study more depth into it.
mm.
Um, so I did my education in there.
And how many years is Ayurvedic? It's probably the same here, I guess. But
Yeah,
that's a
if
big
you take only
subject.
Ayurvedic profession, if you wanted to join, it is a
Mm,
6 years course.
mm,
But when you study it as a one like a naturopathy yoga, and there is a short-term degree course which you can go for it to understand because the fundamentals are studied in a with our own syllabus. So you move
mm.
on to the next level. But I wouldn't
Ama-
call myself Ayurvedic practitioner. But comparing other when I'm seeing around, I think my qualification is suitable enough.
It seemed to what I don't I'm learning about you and your world, your life, your world at the moment. But what I understood was Ayurvedic, but that's wrong, isn't it? Because you're an integrated healing practitioner.
My
Doctor.
professional qualification is Naturopathy and Yogic Sciences, BNYS, Bachelor of Naturopathy and Yogic Sciences, which
Mhm.
is a integrated lot of integrated holistic medicine. Nearly 32 modalities of healing therapies that we train and practice
Wow.
as a doctor.
Wow. And this is normal in India that you have the Western and the Eastern style altogether, or is that your personal choice that you took that study route?
It's your choice. For example, the university I studied is called Dr. MGR Medical University, which is certifies all kind of doctors. So the allopathic doctor we call it, which is the GP in England, and then other five kind of doctors, which is trained in a holistic approach, like
Mm,
homeopathy, become as a doctor, so they study for 6 years. Ayurveda
mm,
study for 6 years. Naturopathy yoga, like me, we study for 6 years. Unani medicines, they study for 6 years. Siddha medicine, which is the fundamental medicine of all other medicines, where from the root of India. So the Indian culture has been exist for many thousands years.
yeah.
So even before naturopathy, before homeopathy, even before Ayurveda, the
Wow.
medicine what exists is the Siddha medicine, which is conscious medicine. So
Conscious.
we all study under 6 years same university qualification. So the fundamentals of studying about human body, anatomy, physiology, pathology, biochemistry, microbiology, toxicology, forensic medicines, and obstetrics, gynecology is all fundamentals are similar.
Yeah.
Same subject. But when it comes into treatment therapeutic modalities, and everyone choose their own principles. So then we carry out with the Ayurveda naturopathic principles, naturopathy and yogic principles to continue our treatment disorders.
And it's ancient, isn't it? Because the scriptures go back, the Sanskrit and the history of India and that culture and that part of the world. I mean, it just goes way, way, way back. It's extraordinary. And so you studied the consciousness, did you say? The
There
conscious
is evidence you can divide into two: evidence-based medicine and conscious-based medicine. So in the ancient period, people, if you go with a problem to a practitioner, nowadays we call herbalist or doctor and stuff, but those period they are like a healers in the village. And if you go to them and they sit and meditate and then they read your energy, their points, the energy points, the pulse, and then check into everything uh, with their knowledge, and they meditate and get the trance medicine into it, and then suitable medicine which is needed for them at the moment depends on the season, depends on the food habit, depends on the culture, the age they are in, and what kind of air quality, what kind of water quality they are drinking and breathing and living in the land.
It's
According to that, yeah, they
incredibly in
will.
depth. No.
So that's the conscious medicine. But after treating many years of many cases, many conditions, when they wrote it down as a evidence-based studies, then it becomes a Vedic practice. Then it become Ayurveda.
Oh, I see. I see. Because I don't know so much about it. I've heard about Ayurvedic and of course herbalism, all these different things over my lifetime, but I never really got. I studied sort of Eastern. I went east as Chinese and Japanese, but it's just incredible that these ancient remedies and guidance, and of course it's all natural. It's all about tuning into the body. It's looking at the facial face and the meridians and the it's looking at the person as a whole and having these different ways to help somebody. It's very, very tuned into the person, isn't it? It's not a Western way. But what is it about the five doctors? What and sadly missed your talk at the event recently. But what is it about the five doctors? What is that?
I was talking about the Ayush system of medicine. Ayush, Ayush. Ayush means stands for A for Ayurveda, Y for Yoga Naturopathy, like which is my department, U for Unani, and S for Siddha, medical science, and H for homeopathic medical science. So Ayush. So the five medical qualifications, five different approach of uh, therapeutic and holistic way of treating people.
So it's the whole
And
spectrum, isn't it? Because I
yeah,
know in the Orient and in the East, so when I went to Japan, I was really impressed how people are completely half and half open. You go to hospitals and they have herbal medicine, or they have Western drugs, or you have an operation, but you might have chiropractic work, and it's all mixed and matched. What's right for you and your body, or what do you want to, how do you want to be treated? So it sounds like it's the same in this.
it is still currently working functional medicines. For example, if you go to a general medical practitioner in any NHS in India, probably the major towns like South India, the government NHS, and you have a six varieties of doctor most of the places. You can just go
Oh.
and testified by one doctor or all the doctors, and you can choose what doctor you wanted to get treated, or you get treated by all of them. So
And
there is no restriction.
it's respected. Everybody knows this is the way it is, and it's equally respected this way or
Yeah,
that way.
there is up and down. So still there is a clash. Okay, my system is better than other system.
Oh.
So those things exist everywhere. I fight
That's
for,
really
I would
good.
fight for my system is greater.
Of course.
Is-
Of course it is. And
yeah.
that's the human nature, I guess. So what did you think when you came out of the West? When did you come to the West? When did you come to the UK?
I've been traveling to UK since 2009, but
Oh
my
wow.
marriage was 2015, and then I got detained after the marriage and had a first baby. So I got into this country 2018.
Mm.
So since 2018, I've been living here.
And what did you think of the medical ways here? And it's very dominantly Western dominated. I mean, I've been a reflexologist since 2000 and 2001, and things like natural. I mean, I personally have always been into natural health, but you get a lot of knockdown from people. Western doctors don't take you seriously in the main. Some people, some doctors are different, but in the main, if you have something serious, don't be silly, go to the doctor. Don't be silly, go and take these medicines. And it's definitely like that over in the UK as I've experienced. Well, what did you think about it, or the medical system over here?
Well, the is only one system exists here. So there is
Mm,
nothing else you can, even the people working in the system, they
mm,
don't know any other systems exist in the same country, isn't it? There are many Indian doctors who come over here treating, but they know the systems were back in India. But if you're born and brought up and then you are only exposed to this NHS system,
mm.
and there's nothing to blame on. So that's all everyone knows, everyone being guided and everyone being trained and practiced. If you take a reflexologist, I would ask you, okay, are you able to address, understand, and give the prognosis and diagnosis for the particular diseases, particular patient? And you wouldn't be stand for that.
Well,
Reflexology works. Reflexology
it,
is the greatest healing methodology.
well, thank you very much. I've been doing it a long time, and
Yeah.
yeah, well, we're not allowed to in natural health, in my world of
Yes.
things, but we're not allowed to diagnose, and it's against the law to diagnose or to say cure. You can't say cure, and you can't say I diagnose. I can't diagnose anybody. But I mean, I think in other concepts anyway. I think about balance and dis-ease and lack of flow.
So
But yeah, we're not allowed to diagnose.
if you're a doctor in reflexology, if you done some PhD, which is a equal qualification towards the NHS doctor, then you are able to go and argue. But how many doctors would you like to argue with? So that's
Yeah,
unless you have the whole country you are able to establish as a reflexology system, then
yes.
there is a possibility.
Yeah, there are six, I think it's five or six natural health remedies subject that is allowed to be. I think that it's considered acceptable. I think it's homeopathy, acupuncture, chiropractic, herbalism. I can't remember the
Osteopathy.
osteopathy, yes, and that's it. The rest of them were all quacks apparently, and yet their origins go back thousands of years. How far back does modern medicine go back? It's in the maximum about 300 years at the very most. A lot of butchery going on in there, and a very different system. And of course, the Rockefellers came in at 1900s with modern pharmaceuticals, and it's not medicine. It's a business. It's not nothing to do with medicine. So it's a really different. So how did you integrate yourself, Dr. Kam? I mean, so did you know it was going to be like that when you came over to this country?
Every system has a plus and minus. Probably I would say naturopathy yoga professional like me, I can address. I'm the only one person who is practicing as as own self clinic. There are one or two people who I know, but they are not practicing at all. One of my friends, she moved on to some marketing business things. Who is my friend I know. She's not even touching any of this subject because
Oh,
it's not easy to sustain. It's not easy to stand up system at all. isn't
Wow,
it?
but you've been here since, well, you know, it's, I've done different methodologies myself, and I've, you know, that's the world I live in over these years, and I find it's growing more and more, and especially since this the last 5 years, that I think that people are really open to tuning into themselves, looking for natural ways, not happy with the what they how they're getting treated with the NHS and the Western ways, and they don't find satisfaction. A lot of people who come to me, they're rattling with heavy meds and long term conditions, and they're just given a diagnosis, and that's sort of it. Take your meds, dear, and for the rest of your life, and off you go. But no solution there. So I think things are changing.
Yeah,
So I think you've come in at a brilliant time to share your knowledge and ability. I think it's absolutely fantastic time that you're here because I think things are opening up now. I think so. Because I know that you're settling here now, and whereabouts do you work from? Do you travel around, or do you have a base, a clinic you work from these days? Or
you've seen me sometime like some small camping groups, like a community events and stuff. I go and then I put up my healing tent and then I would like to explore where there is. I try my best to do like a holistic gatherings, like a healthy gatherings, not much party or like a alcohol or like a big sound system and stuff like that. Uh,
like a
a- apart
sober
from
party?
that, I run my clinic at my home. So this is where I'm based. I'm mostly a hands-on healer. As
Yeah,
how the healing works, you have to be in presence and hands-on healing. I refuse to give much supplements and herbs or any kind of extraordinary because body heals itself. You have to
yeah,
allow the space to heal. You have to allow the space to connect and communicate, and then let the body mind coordinate to heal. So I try to give the little bit of space for it. So let the body
totally.
breathe. Yeah, let the mind look into the detail.
The
Uh,
body heals itself, so you step in there with what you do. So how do you so you hands-on and acupuncture? Now, I met you in 23 in the camp out event, and I was really I thought, what is he doing? It's like he's treating everybody at once. I've never seen anything like it. And I
there
went
was
into
a
your
25 people. You saw
was it
25 people
25?
in the tent lying down and receiving everyone receiving acupuncture. And I'm just giving a guided relaxation with a singing bowl on sound healing. And my son was playing a little bit on the background when I was doing acupuncture to everyone and talking through. This is
It
how
was
the holistic
incredible.
medicine has been because now we all looking for our own individual and privatization and having a distance. Okay, I need my privacy to express and talk to and stuff like that. But if you come to India, you would see this kind of system is like it's if you have a problem, it is a problem, and then you have to open up yourself and go and get treated. It's no matter one person, it's no matter 100 people or like 1,000 people around you.
Mm,
That's a necessity is there, and you go and get help. When I was doing a internship, uh, you all know about Mahatma Gandhi.
yeah.
Gandhi. So he invented the first naturopathic ashram in Urli Kanjan. It's called the Nisargo Ashram near Pune, near Mumbai. And I had a privilege to be there, work in the ashram for 6 months,
Wow.
5 to 6 months, to be honest. There
Wow.
will be like 100 to 150 patients. It's
Wow.
100 acres land hospital. Um,
Gosh.
yeah, like a different, all kind of people will be there. All kind of disease people will be there. So from the consultation, from the diet orientation and
Mm,
therapeutic applications, you learn step by step in many modalities. Uh, for example, per day, I could give like a 20 to 30 people acupressure points and 50 people acupuncture in the same room. This is all common thing like every day. And then you are studying as an internship doctor, so you take like a 2 or 3 disease per month and you study completely, and then you select all those patients and you start working along with them and seeing the progress for throughout the month. So you create the documentation. You create your experience, your own experienced internship presentation.
Yeah,
Um,
that's amazing. So you had that time to go to see people go through the process of it, and everybody the same symptoms. So I guess you really, really intensely learn and really get to know that disease, that symptom, that person.
that person,
Wow,
yes. For example,
amazing.
arthritis, simply arthritis. People arthritis in the knee, arthritis in the shoulders, or different kind of arthritis. And sometimes people have a gouty arthritis. Some people come with a rheumatoid arthritis, like osteoarthritis. But you get to read all about it, and then you work along, and you choose the patient and take care of them personally for your growth. This as the development. And when I was young age, like people come in a wheelchair and stretcher to our home to get treated by my father, and then after a while they catch their bus and come their own and hand over the sweets and giving thanks and walking back happily. And I seen the
Wow,
transformation in the people. That's what inspired me from the childhood.
wow. No wonder. I mean, it's your amazing father, but then the results speak loud and clear, isn't it? And I think, that's a lot of the times that we live this modern, busy life, 9 to 5 or whatever, and then all this rubbish in the food coming in since the 70s, and then we got poisons around us and whatever. So it's going to affect our bodies, our minds, our souls. And I think that with symptoms and diseases, it's an energetic stuckness in the body. So all these different things, it's about learning about yourself, learning what to eat correctly, learning about posture and about yoga and movement, how to take care of yourself, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. All these different parts are all important parts of our body, and this work that you do, it addresses all parts, isn't it? Because it's holistic. It's very holistic.
As you mentioning, I would like to address it. Like when you take it as a holistic profession, as I can talk about my profession, like a naturopathy, yoga, even Ayurveda or Siddha, homeopathy. We don't look into only the symptoms or like what is the problem and then trying to resolve it. So we look into the body, we look into the mind, the psychosomatic, we look into the emotional influence, or we look into the spiritual impact as well.
Mm,
Spiritual means is nothing to do with any religious stuff, but your own spirit and the connection with the spirit, with body, mind, emotions, and where
yeah.
are the energy blockages, and where are the we look into meridians, we look into aura, we look into chakras, or we look into all the cosmic forces. I maybe you remember once I explained what is the power of group healing. The simple example is when you give acupuncture to one person, and what the acupuncture does, it absorbs the cosmic forces from the nature and pass on to the meridians and points and energies, try to balance the elements within the body. It depends on the what purpose and what point is being selected to give acupuncture. So it is a part of invitation of cosmic force into that place. Imagine if there is a 10 people or 20 people or 50 people, so that many people are inviting the forces. So then it's like a group meditation. It's like a group calling for so it's a massive healing forces comes down to the surroundings in the healing room, and people get more benefit when they are doing the group healings than
Mhm.
individual healings, in my experience.
It was incredible. I mean, I'd never experienced, I didn't know that sort of thing goes on. It was amazing. I thought, how are you going to, talk to everybody and stick needles in everybody and acupuncture? And you're right. I mean, it was. You went round everybody and asked them what they would do, what's the problem, what they need help with, and then you were very quick and astute. You knew exactly what to do and to treat, and you asked questions to your satisfaction, and then to experience that in that room in the tent full of people, and then the music, it was just surreal. It was just you couldn't help but just be part of that experience. I've never experienced anything like it. It was amazing. It was amazing. And then you've got all these different techniques that you help people with the acupuncture, with the hands-on body work. You really helped me. And you're saying about connecting to the emotions or the psychosomatic and things. And you certainly had me in tears because when you address the things that you hold, And when you ask the right questions or have the right treatment or the right doctor, that it triggers emotions, and that's actually a release, which is a good thing. It was incredible experience. So where do you go from here, Dr. Kam? Are you do you are you going to continue doing this field work and going to different events? You work from your home. Whereabouts are you?
I'm based in Bristol, North Bristol, and I go. I sometime it depends on the patients within locally reachable. If the patient's needs, then I go and treat them home as well. Sometime I go out. I have a friends who calls me from Nottingham, and I go there and do few days treatments. I used to do in Coventry. I did in Bath. London I go sometime, and then there are people gather together, and then I do therapies and friends areas, but mostly based in Bristol.
Mm,
Even running around the festival making me a little bit of ungrounded as well. It is hard to disconnect from the regular work and then coming back and doing things. Sometime in the
mm,
festival, I treat 50 people a day. So within a weekend, I would see in like 150 people
it's
with the
incredible.
group sessions and one-to-ones and stuff like that. It is a quite uptaking. I wouldn't mind in India. In India, it's usually every day I used to do it like that. But England, trying to catch up with the weather and adaptation. I'm in the middle
Yeah,
age. I'm not engaged to migrate to this country. I'm in the middle age, so
you're not used to
uh,
our lovely weather yet.
it took me 5, 6 years to make peace with the weather, the seasonal change.
Make peace with it. Love it. Spoken like a true holistic Indian doctor. To make peace with the English weather, you have to, isn't it? You have to let it go and just let it be what it is, and
Now
and
I
get a
don't
little.
blame, I don't complain. I'm happy with it, whether it's moody, it's rainy, or it's sunny. It's all same to me now. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I used to homeschool my kids, and sometimes it's being in the elements. And one day it was absolutely bucketing down with rain, and I said, "Kids, should we go outside?" They said, "Yeah." They were only about 5 or 6 or something. So I had this enormous big umbrella, and we went out there, splashed in puddles as little kids do, and we went out to the park, and all the worms had come up because the park had flooded. So I guess all the worms had come up, and
And,
we had this most amazing experience of bucketing weather and creatures. And so you have to sort of it's your perspective, isn't it, about different things. So if anyone wants to ask Dr. Campton questions, please do pop something in the chat box there, and do let him know. And we're going to open up for question time in a moment as well. Anyway, um, and how are we doing? Yeah, for time? Yeah. So um, yeah, so in Bristol, and I know that it's possible you're able to work as a fully fledged doctor now in the UK. You live and work here with your family and your wife. And what's the future for you, Dr. Kam?
well, future is very promising actually. I was surprised by where I met you in the health club in Taunton and some other campsites and stuff, like how the holistic practitioners are well up for it and they're
Yeah,
coming out and then they're not scared anymore. Before I thought I was alone, but now I see like a big conscious shift and transition. The one thing I still feel uncomfortable is there is a possibility to work alongside with the system which is exist and learn from it and then go along with it rather than opposing. Now it's like a two different poles pulling apart, falling apart. But as I said, like in this country the seasons are chaos, but you have to make a peace with it. So we all have to find a way to work along. For example, in any emergency condition, if happens, if you broke your limb, if you any serious conditions that you have to go through the surgeries, of course we need certain system which is exist, which I can't do it. But on the other side, now my one of my colleague friend, colleague friend who done a PhD, and he worked in a cancer research as well. Now he found the holistic approach that what I learned it, but there are more things. that I cannot practice here, where in India it is still able to practice. And he is working alongside as an integrated holistic medical practice for the cancer curing, where you can do only 30% of chemotherapy instead of full chemo, 30% of chemotherapy, and then continue with the uh, other holistic therapies. So you don't lose your hair, you don't lose your teeth, you don't lose your any body flexibility, no deterioration in the body, and your bones don't get weaker. You still sustain the same health and look as it is, and you can recover from the problems or from the cancer condition. And he's done successfully. He's been doing it for the last 3 years, and it was amazing.
Amazing.
I've been sending out patients. Similar, like there are many other illnesses also he's taking. I'm just taking as a chance how it can be collaborated and integrated.
Yeah.
Instead of going a full chemo, you still need necessary to have a little chemo, which is necessary to break down your autoimmune condition, and then you move on to the holistic therapies alongside,
Mm.
which is a great gift we have. This is what we need to look into it.
I think that's amazing. So it's like a new form over here in the UK to a new format that can be, blossom into replicated all over the country. I think this is absolutely fantastic because why not integrate? Why not? Isn't it about the person's health at the end of the day? Not about big pharma. It's about the person's health at the
Yeah,
key, at the core. And I think
yeah,
that's a wonderful format that could be replicated, I imagine, all over.
yeah,
If he can make it work and you make it work, you are a full-on doctor and holistic doctor,
yes,
integrated therapies doctor, uh, both fully. So already you come with a kind of blueprint of how it can work. Cora's asked Dr. Kam. I have a friend with terrible nerve pain in one leg. She's been in hospital on strong pain meds, including morphine. Um, uh, Mara scans. Mara scans that scans can find nothing wrong. They are assuming it's stress related. Is this the type of thing that you can treat if a patient is on morphine-based medication, Dr. Kam?
but that's clearly signs as a psychosomatic condition. Um, as soon as I see her, like what exactly the leg pain and where it starts and where it radiates, we need to look into more details. But there is a possibility and potential way it can be get rid of it. That's why this is where missing. So you cannot do any findings. That means it's unknown. So the root cause needed to look into it. So where is the root come from? Is it like a emotional, or is it psychological? Or even can some spiritual blockages can create an issue in the body. So the mind, the emotions, the spirit lives in the body. All three of them can reflect only in the body. They are nowhere else they can show off. So there is a possible too.
Absolutely. She
Uh,
said it began at the top and migrated down her leg.
yeah, it's like a shooting pain, like a sciatic. But is it exactly sciatica, or they look? If the MRI scan shows nothing, that means it's not exactly nervous disturbance, isn't it? So
Cora,
that
do you
is.
want to come and unmute and you can speak directly to Dr.
Yeah, please,
Kam?
please
Want
come
to?
up and.
I'm in quite a noisy place. I'm in my son's rugby club. I'm in a side room. So yeah,
Totally fine.
I was going to recommend her to come maybe see you because she lives in Exmouth, so she's not too far away from Bristol, but she's
Oh, yeah.
unable to be treated at the moment in the hospital because they can't find anything wrong, basically. So
How old is she? Do you mind saying
how
that?
old is she?
Yeah,
She's in her early 30s. She's not particularly old. She's younger than me.
not nearly any menopause or anything. Okay,
No,
that's good.
no.
Yeah, anytime. Please welcome to.
Yeah.
I
How
need to.
about with older people? My dad's got like a hip condition, which potentially, I don't know, people get old, he's about 70. It could be arthritic, or is
I
that
do treat people age of 70s, 80s. There are people receiving therapies through me.
does
It's
it
a matter of
work for arthritic conditions, acupuncture?
are they willing to get treated? That's the matter.
Yeah, that's the yeah. I mean, he potentially, because he doesn't want an operation, so he might open his mind to consider it.
As long as I see the X-ray report of like where the joints and how deteriorated or how degenerated, and then I'm able to help. Sometimes we can just only manage the pain. We cannot regrow the bones, till the cartilage, the degenerations and stuff like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome, dear. You're welcome, dear. Yeah.
Thank you,
Is it
Cora.
okay? Your friend would have joined today to just have then if I see it directly, then it would be more easier to give
Yeah.
a clear guidance.
I did give her the link, but she's in hospital, and I only found out about the meeting 5 minutes before it started myself, so I was a bit late to join.
What I need is I need the complete history of like her upbringing, and then her present moment, and what's going on in her life, and what is the diet that she's been following, and what are the physical activities, what kind of job, and the whole scenario. I need to look into it. So what is going on in the body mind? Um, the reason the difference between the holistic approach and then modern medicine is one painkiller for all the pain, is one chemical for all the pain. But in a holistic therapies, the traditionally what people lived, they lived in a small, like a group of community for many generations in the same village or same town, and each and everyone known each other for many generations. For example, if I go to the holistic practitioner in my village, and that practitioner currently who is treating, and he knows from my great grandfather onwards all my histories, my all the siblings and all the branches of family, and where we got married and who came in, and he knows currently what's going on within the village, what kind of water contamination, what kind of air quality, what kind of food, and what's the season going on, and what the herbs is growing at the moment. So he's able to treat me just like that even within the herbal medicine, and the generations and generation, the healings are passed on like this within the same community. But when we started migrating, this is where we lost our all hopes and our qualities.
Because you lose connection, isn't it, with the history? If you don't know what's come before, then how can we make proper decisions and diagnosis or whatever if you don't know what's before and the history of your family, of your village? And it's so rich with information, isn't it, of the history of that.
Exactly. So that's how I still look into people's. Sometime I'm able to help within a one session. Sometime I take like few sessions to understand a bit more deeper and deeper, and then it takes me to tap into the root cause of issues. Then I'm able to treat.
And it would be lovely. Cora's here, but it's good you found the thing in 5 minutes before, Cora. But then now you can tell your friend to come. Maybe she'd like to make a connection and go and get treated, possibly. But it needs to be really in person, isn't it? Person to person, so she knows she can say exactly what's going on.
Exactly.
It's
And I
always
need,
more
I
difficult.
need to see the person in presence, like for the her like a iris. So looking through the eyes and looking through the skin, then the quality, the breath, her breath regulations when you sit and watch, and how the breathing pattern is, and the pulse. I need to check the pulse to read the nadis, what's going on internal organs, and which organ is more like up and downs. So the dominant predominance of doshas and nadis. For that, I need a person in presence.
There's so many details, isn't it? So many layers, and the observations of a person, and all those layers, the color of the skin, and what they tell you about, and it's all layers of knowledge to understand what's going on with a person. I remember I was treating one lady, and I used to do hands-on shiatsu, and I could feel in this lady's body I could feel all the chemicals and the toxins. I could feel the sensation of the blood flow. If you touch people for 25 years, 35 years, you get sensitive about what's going on in people's bodies. And I said to her, "You're full of toxins." And, I talked about clearing and cleansing and baths and whatever. And she came back the next week and she's been to see her doctor. And it was all how ridiculous, everyone's got toxins, said the doctor, a Western doctor. And I thought, well, yeah, we do, but yours is quite high level. But it's a different mentality, it's a different focus of observation, isn't it? Because as I said, by that time I'd been touching bodies for 25 years. You get very, very sensitive to what's happening inside a body. And in comparison to all the other hundreds of people that it builds up knowledge of something is out of ordinary, and it's through the sensitivity and through the observations and the listening, as you say, it's multi-layered. I mean, you've gone way beyond my knowledge, I think, because of your knowledge that you've studied. But I remember going to a hospital one time, and I saw a picture of the tongue on the screen, and I was like, "Oh gosh, are you a Western Medical Hospital?" And I was like, "Oh, are you looking at tongue diagnosis?" And I was like, I was shocked, like, "This is great." And she looked at me like I was like, What?" I said, "Well, tongue diagnosis to see what's going on in the body." No, of course, how ridiculous, how silly. And I thought, gosh, they're slating thousands of years of knowledge and perception of study and thousands of years. Just
Thousands of
quite,
years.
it's quite laughable, really, if it wasn't so serious. And I mean, in my clinic, I see so many people that have got to the end of the line, they're not being treated. So I think it's absolutely marvelous what you're doing, Dr. Kam, but bringing this all together, this
Thank you.
knowledge, holistic knowledge of observation of people, and it's Western medicine as well. I think it's absolutely incredible. Are you going to go and do some work with your friend, with your colleague that you mentioned? You
Which
meant
one? Sorry.
the one you said about the cancer clinic. He was doing chemo
Yeah,
and natural
I'm
ways.
planning to establish a little bit of a cancer prevention like a project and clinic. Um, especially I would like to um, especially I would like to work along like now the men's issues. For a long time there was a lot of women's issues like breast cancer and womb cancer, but now the prostate cancer rising high at the moment.
Mm,
So I'm just moving on to those uh, forward healthcare projects, prevention,
amazing.
combining with the
Amazing.
research fellows back in India.
It's amazing. I think it's absolutely fantastic what you're doing. Are there any other questions? We've got a few more minutes with Dr. Kam. If you'd like to ask him something about your conditions, or perhaps he could talk about what things you want help with. Is there anything you'd like him to, would you like to ask him about? So, to get in touch with Dr. Kam, it's I'm going to be putting the details of to contact him, and to go and get yourself sorted, or if you know somebody who wants some help with him, and you have a website, don't you, of
Yes,
all
I
the
do.
details and how to get in contact, and I'll put those with the recording, so you'll have that to be sent to your email, everyone. And was there anything you would like to add that we haven't been talking about? Was there anything a question I've missed for you, Dr. Kam, that's important that you feel is important for people to know about?
Well, I could keep saying many things, but one thing I would like to say is body heals itself, and you just try to heal as much as within itself, but approach into the right place, right time, and the gift will come. So there is sometime the single paracetamol could heal you rather than going through so much pain, or none of the big painkillers and morphines and steroids cannot heal you. One single needle of acupuncture would have healed you like all the problems. So you have to keep reaching out and look out for the good health and keep focusing. Prevention is better than cure. So keep
Yeah,
your circulation, keep your vitality, and keep your immunity ongoing. And the 3 key points I would like to say, the principles of natural healing is detox. Detox the whole body mind. Look into the body mind detox and improve the circulation and balance the vitality. Super vitality also not good, lower vitality also not good. So balance the vitality. And nowadays, by the name of looking after, people are taking so much supplements. That's also not good health. So you have to balance it. You have to find the way. You take a, there is a amazing daily routine, monthly routine, weekly routine principles, the discipline of life, what people have to do. Like for example, once a week having a oil massage throughout the body, and once a week doing a 1 day fasting, rather than putting yourself like a 1 week 10 days fasting once a year. That's not good. So 6 days you are eating, and 7th day you give a rest to your digestive system. That helps you to restore, recover, and has the nervous system to breathe, and then continue for the next days. And follow the discipline of food habits, eating properly, proper diet, proper timing, maintaining the timing, maintaining the duration of the food you put it into your stomach. This is all very important. Maintaining the gut health, and believe in yourself more than believe in external supplements.
Love that. And you really are walking your talk. I mean, I've seen the pictures of yourself doing yoga on your website. I mean, well, I've got a long way to go. That's all I can say. You're incredible. You really live and walk your talk. Those things you've just said, you live it, and you experience you live it. So it's not
Yes.
just saying to people. You really do live what what you're saying here. Margaret, you wanted to ask something.
Yes, Dr. Kam, good evening.
Good
Your
evening.
idea, what exactly do you mean by detox? What do you mean by diet? You know, you said you should eat well. Now, lots of people have different ideas of what eating well is.
Yes.
Now, what's your approach to eating?
If it comes as a therapeutic, if someone has a problem and then they needed a diet, then it has to be uh, complete set of follow up. And it is not, the diet is not forever in the life. The diet discipline, I would say, according to the holistic approach, if you are in a winter time, you have to have a certain habit of eating food, like having more spices with more salt and electrolytes, and how the energy can be the organs needed at the moment, the whole sensory organs and everything. If you are in a springtime, it has the diet has to be adjusted. If it is a summertime, the diet has to be adjusted, and when it is a autumn, the diet has to be adjusted. So according to that, there's a seasonal variation, we call it like a ritacharya. The seasonal discipline is not only external, so the external influence impact our internal organs health well-being. So we have to maintain it, and everyone is individual, is different. It's not like I'm eating the same diet you can follow it. This is where we're missing it. We're studying, okay, this this pattern, the doctors did a research, and then it is well written in a paper, and it sounds really amazing, and I'm going to follow it. People throw it into like for a long period of time. That can cause some deterioration in the organs. So as I said, like it's no matter what you're eating 6 days, 7th day give a break. So all the 6 days the imbalances, and
So
the
it's
seventh,
better to have 6 days of whatever is appropriate for you, with one
yes,
day.
once a
That's
week giving a
yeah,
break is
just once
very.
a week, just have a whole day of just drink. Would you drink water under these? Not the water in the taps, of course, but rubbish. Don't want to know. And but would you just have water on that day or nothing?
You can have a water, or you can choose one juice that it feels calling for you. If you are slowly connected with your practice of once a week and stuff, then you will get the temptation. You wanted to have a mango, you wanted to have a carrot, you wanted to have an orange, you wanted to have a lemon juice, or you wanted just a water. So follow your conscious. Have you seen like when people are in pregnancy and they
In
intend the mothers, when they are during the pregnancy, they
Yeah.
get the cravings, the
Oh,
importance.
yes, yes, yes.
So all our bodies has the ability and the cravings. Then they give you the signs. They give you the intuition that
They
what
tell
you
you
want.
what you should, yeah.
Not the sugar, not the coffee, not the alcohol. Oh, doctor
So
said, okay,
we're very
okay,
careful,
I'm
believe
gonna
me.
follow it. I'm
But
gonna drink a
I
bottle
come
of beer
down,
every hour.
yeah. I mean, in fact, we live around in the Manchester area, but we actually
Exactly.
come down to Stroud, really, which is just north of you, isn't it? Stroud? No, he doesn't know. Cheltenham, Gloucester?
Yes.
No, Cheltenham and Gloucester, do you? You keep going to Taunton and all these southern places, but you just want to come further north, we do exist. No, Stroud is not very far. Tetbury?
No, I've been many times into Stroud, and I
Oh, you
used to do
have,
a
yes. Yeah, it's
sound
very
healing
different to
in
Stroud, yeah.
Nepal.
Place,
Yeah.
place you would fit in very well, I can assure you, because they live there. There's a thing called the Long Table there, and that
Long
would
table.
definitely be something. It's worth you looking it up, I would think, because that's something they could accommodate you very well. They're very much into community. They have a few weird ideas, but on the whole, their whole approach to everything is wonderful. And it's called the Long Table. And,
Long table.
they feed people, not necessarily the best food, but, they feed people for nothing. You pay as you go, you just pay as you
I
go.
see.
Because there's a lot of people out there struggling. A lot of people out there struggling
I agree.
financially and in, everything. The other thing I'm interested in to know, in your opinion, you must have heard about all these waves in the air. Tesla? Yeah? You heard about Tesla?
Yes, I do.
You have, yeah. Well, I mean, we've been
I had the
learning.
Tesla therapy myself. I
You
received
have
it.
a
Yes.
Tesla?
I
You have a
did
machine
receive.
yourself?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Few times.
All right. So you're
Yes.
in very much into this. Well, you must know about Simon de Carl, then, do you?
Yes. Yeah, we met.
You
We
know about
spoke.
Simon de Carl? Yes. Well, we've met him recently, and
Yes.
it is interesting. Yeah, believe me. And my daughter has just bought a Tesla, a small Tesla machine, and I managed to break one of the glass things.
Oh, you
Last time.
did. That's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, it wasn't at the time. I thought, oh, what have I done? But yeah, I mean, I'm we're very interested as a family. We're very interested in all this type of thing, and we do come down quite close to where you are. But I think there's another big alternative, something they're doing with the Tesla machine, which Clive's looking into now, is they're doing something in Mexico.
I see.
Another type of Tesla machine. I think there's a lot. I'm listening to you, and I think there's so much out there. So much
We
for
have
us
to
to
open and
learn.
experience. It's similar like a Tesla. We have thousands of other things around you. You don't need to go for too far. There are
No.
so much things are available around us. If you are living in a Stroud, the spring water is more than enough for you.
Yes, I mean, my husband went to just a few days ago. They went to a spring because we tend to distill our water most of the time. But the spring water, yes, is very much available in the Stroud area. And this
Yes.
spring water, which they went to get, was a devil of a place to get to. But it was beautiful water. And I thought, oh, if only we could just find this all the time. But it was really another experience because you have got very heavy water, a lot of lime in it. Where here we've got what's called, I can't remember the call. It's much lighter water. I've forgotten the name of it now.
Soft water.
Soft water, yes. It's
Soft.
very. We get no problems with, physical, like you don't get all this mess and, everything cleans up quite easily.
Exactly.
But down south, it's much more difficult. I
More
I
hard
don't
water.
know the difference really from a health point of view.
It gets
Do you
more
find
harder
it-
when you come a little bit of south. The
Pardon?
water hardness. The water gets more harder. Hardness of
It's
water
much
is more.
hard, whatever hard. It's lime, is it, that's in the water. Yeah, it is very noticeable, the difference in the water. It's very, very, easy to function with around here. People don't realize and then you go.
I go to St. Anthony's Well to collect the water regularly.
You have a spring, have you? Yeah, we've done it in the past, but when you get older, it's carrying the damn stuff. You know, I mean, it's so heavy to cart around, and we will try and do it, but you know, it's not so easy. Finding places. There are, you know, I mean, they're there around Stroud or
Yeah, Margaret, there is you can go to there are spring websites to show you where's your local spring. So that would be
yeah,
something.
yeah,
So I'm just going to move along now because Breccia wanted to ask a
yeah,
question too.
right.
And we just come to the top of the hour. So if I can just do get
Oh,
in touch
sorry.
with Dr. Kam though, and to continue your
Yeah.
questions. I'll just move you along. Sorry, Margaret. Breccia, do you want to unmute there?
Yeah. Good evening, Dr. Kam. Thank you for being here. I was just wondering, I'm living on one kidney for over half my life. That was removed, when I was 21. The other kidney took over its function. So the one that's left is very big and very strong. And I've never really had any problems in regards to this, except maybe a little bit of fear when I would feel the same kind of things on the right side. And I was told back then by my GP that because I thought, oh, I'm not allowed to drink any alcohol, no coffee, no salt, things like that. And he back then just told me, no, you can do anything. You just need to be aware of the fact that you have no spare kidney, so to say. So I just lived my life, and I have other things going on, but I was wondering in regards to this and your view on things, if you would be able to maybe advise me in things I should or shouldn't do to, keep that left kidney that is working well,
So
very
that's the
well.
first thing you already said. You live in a fear, isn't it?
Yeah, I can sometimes, most of the time I don't even think about it because it's been a long time ago. The scar is beautifully done in my side, so I don't even really see it in the mirror. But I've had in the past, every now and then, a bit of a stabbing pain on that side, and I would be like, ooh, what's going on? But my doctors would always be very, because they kind of misdiagnosed me a bit. So they were like, well, anytime you think something's going on, all you need to do, you don't even need to phone. All you need to do is bring a little bit of urine and we'll test it right away. You're at the front of the line, basically. So everything was always fine. So I was always reassured, and that kind of fizzled out. So that is okay. But now we're speaking about this, and I really have a big interest towards holistic medicine. I'm thinking,
Have you ever looked into the system saying how to look after your kidney? How to
specifically,
yeah, there is a easy well-being practices that you can do to look after your kidney. There are certain little things that you can do in your daily life that makes it way better. For example, once or twice a week having a nettle tea is more than enough to keep your fear away
nettle
and keep
tea.
your kidney, keep your
Oh,
kidney
that's great. I'm doing a herbal course, and that nettle has just,
came
I have
up.
a tincture of it now.
I see. Very
So
good.
that's
Very
okay. So nettle, yeah. And what, just water and
Just plug the tea from the garden. Now it is all available, and then just put it in your hot water, and then boil it a little bit, and then have a drink as a tea like once a day for a few days. But don't drink every day. Just like a 4 time a day. That's good.
okay,
4 time a
a
week is
week.
good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So nettle, is that the stingy nettle you mean, eh? The
yeah.
one
That's
that
right.
gives the burns when you touch it the wrong way. Yeah,
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
know. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
That's naturally available. That will look after your kidney. And there
Yeah,
are many. You said you had an operation on one kidney, isn't it?
yeah.
So our body is like the energy channel. The meridians are like a symmetrical, isn't it? Like you have a both sides. So sometimes one organ is cut off. So one meridian channel is being cut off. And
Yeah.
there is a practice, if you find nearby any acupuncture practitioner and ask them to reconnect the meridians. Sometimes
Oh,
energetically when the meridians cut off, that also brings the fear and then trauma into the body. When the
okay.
energy, when the organs are not there, but the meridians are flowing, the energy is flowing through the meridians, that
Okay.
can protect your existing organs.
Okay, so I need, because I am the Netherlands, so I can't come easily to see you, but I should be able maybe to find an acupuncturist over here then and ask
Yeah,
to reconnect the
I think
meridian.
worldwide everywhere the acupuncture is available at the moment. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's so great to know. Thank you so much.
and there are some homeopathic medicines where you can use it for look after your well-being. Some of the flower remedies to overcome your fear or like the anxiety or things.
Yeah.
And
Because
there are some medicines for the kidney health, the
yeah,
prevention
because
of
our
kidney.
kidney is also related to the way you perceive pain, because I have another few issues going on. And sometimes I wonder, is this connected too? Because the kidney was removed. How is that other part of the kidney that goes along with it? I don't know the English word, that produces hormones. Must have been taken.
Adrenal gland.
Adrenal, adrenal.
Yes, yeah, that's probably been taken out as well. I don't even really know, but I'd say so. Or is that possibly still there? I don't know. This is a long time ago.
Yeah, of course, one kidney is gone and then the adrenal gland also gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that I was thinking, if that's the case, maybe that has some effect in the body as well. Maybe with the way you perceive, or how can I say, feel pain in other body parts.
In your operation report, have you seen like a complete report? What all the things they done inside?
No, I don't know. It's such a long time ago. I'm 48 now. I was 21 back then.
I see. Okay.
And they took it out, and I recovered so quickly. They told me as well that you're young, you're very healthy. The other kidney is a super kidney. That's how I always kind of picture it as well. It's like taken over that what the other one missed, because there was only 11% left of it. It shrunk. It's like a shrinking thing that has happened. But okay, so nettle tea 3 times a week, fresh from the garden. When I find an acupuncturist, ask for reconnecting of the meridians.
Meridians, yeah.
Yeah, good.
And if you have any other issues, please reach out to me, and then I can guide you from there. Some
Also,
homeopathic like follow-up medicines that you can continue as
yeah.
well.
And I'm known to homeopathic medicine already a bit. It has my interest also. That's why I'm here. And I am very grateful for the opportunity to ask these questions to somebody who's in the profession. So thank you very, very much.
Very glad that you got something out of it today.
Yeah,
Yes.
big time. And I'm happy there's a recording, so I can always
Good luck with your herbal education and your
Yeah.
education.
Thank you so much. Namaste.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Brechia, for asking. And we've come to the top of the hour now, a bit over. And so we'll bring the call to a close now. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for joining us to meet with Dr. Kam and hear about his wisdom and to ask him questions. Dr. Kam, I want to say thank you so much for joining us here tonight and sharing your wisdom. And do get in touch with Dr. Kam to take things further, as he was saying. He's open to that. And the details will be with the recording shortly. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough, really. I really appreciate your time here and your professionalism and your knowledge. I think it's really vast, and I really appreciate this little hour that we've had with you this evening. And I wish you all the best. I'll probably see you on one of another events, I'm sure. I wish you all the best to share your knowledge and wisdom in this country. We're very lucky to have you.
Thank you. I'm very privileged to be here and really happy to step forward, and thank you for hosting me and then addressing, and you're being a very good mediator to help people. The bond is like very important, like connecting people where they can see now from Netherlands, they're reaching out through you, which is amazing, isn't it? So holistic medicine
Yeah.
is growing in a better place. Namaste.
It certainly seems to be. So thank you so much for what you're doing, your work. Thank you so much for everybody to coming, and thank you so much, Dr. Kam. I will bring it to close. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Bye bye.